All right. Thank you for tuning in to the Turnbuckle Tapes. I am your host, Liam, and as always, I am here with my tag team partner, referee Sean.
What's up, everybody? How we doing today?
Yeah.
I'm a little tired. Had a not too late night for once at the next level taping, but just was I'm just tired. I'm getting older, so it is what it is.
Getting your early bedtimes in.
It's nice to get out of those shows a little bit earlier than they used to be, so it is pretty rad to get those early bedtimes in.
Like, all right, time for bed. And then, we are blessed here today. The handsome factor is through the roof today. We got our guest returning to the show, the BLE, Jason Hastings. Jason, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, actually. Not too bad. I feel the same way as Sean. We were both at next level last night. I'm really happy that they changed their structure a little bit. So we actually weren't there till midnight. It was nice to get out there in a decent time, get some food in our system, and get home at a reasonable hour. I have a little bit of a drive compared to Sean does, but he does a loop too with us at CWA, and occasionally pops in at Blacklist. So I know he knows the late nights. So it was probably a nice change of pace for him to get home at a decent time.
Yeah, I was home so early that I caught the last night of the sumo tournament last night. So I was like, hey, I get to watch this live.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so earlier this year or late last year, I think it was, you announced that you are going to be stepping away and retiring from wrestling, which you've been wrestling for about 15 years now, from what I recall. Yeah, so I'm sure that this is a really interesting time for you, kind of closing the book on something that you've been passionate about for that long. And what are you hoping you are able to accomplish during during this retirement period, or when everything's winding down?
We can backtrack a little bit to the whole timeline of what I wanted to do and how I'm pretty much doing it. So I a big part of me wanted, and I've told this before to a lot of people privately, a big part of me wanted to stop wrestling last year when I faced Trip. I was content with that being the last match. It was just a perfect match to me. It was my best friend. We don't hide that from social media and anything. I know we talk crap to each other all the time. But he's my legit best friend. And the match went so well. We had a little hiccup where we went for the suplex and we both ate shit, and then I gave the best I can cut through the doors and all that. But other than that, I would have been okay if I just said that should have been it. But I wanted to round it off, so I was like, okay, let me get to year 15, and then I'll start contemplating what's next.
Yeah.
So after I've had issues with my neck for quite a while, and I just noticed it started getting worse. And I think we did a battle royal or something for TWF. And battle royals aren't much. It's just kick, punch, throw, and you get tossed out. Not really too special. And I woke up the next day after this battle royal, dude, and I just felt awful. I felt like I had a 25-minute match, and I'm like, what the hell is going on with me? And then I started noticing it with my workouts. I started getting really bad headaches, and I started putting weight back on because I couldn't train the way I used to. And I just was like, what is going on with me? So I blamed it on my lack of caffeine, because I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't really drink too much soda. I completely cut soda out again. But I drink Red Bulls, pre-workout, things like that. And I was like, maybe it's that. And then I kept going, kept doing matches. And holidays usually slow down a little bit. And right around December, my neck started getting worse. And I'm wasn't really taking very many bookings. I think I did the Colonial. Same thing, felt rotten after. It was just a triple threat match. I think I only bumped twice. So I'm like, I need to get my neck looked at. So
yeah.
It was right around 2 days after Christmas, I think, is when I went and got my neck looked at. And then on Christmas Day, I find out that I'm wrestling Danhausen. And everybody's just like, you were in on it. You knew. And I had no fucking clue. No clue at all. I'm breaking the fourth wall here, but we're all in it. We were all in a chat for the shows, which is common. I'll occasionally throw chats together for shows if I need something from somebody, or just letting them know, we'll be here at this time. Oh, sorry, my laundry went off. That's good podcasting. I found out about this, and again, I'm literally driving my family to our next place that we were going for Christmas, because we have a lot of my wife has a lot of family in the area. My family's all in Fresno, and my phone's just like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So like, I stopped at a gas station to get some gas, and then like the first thing I see is a text message from Davey Dangerously, which is one of my close friends outside the business. He's like, dude, you're fucking wrestling Danhausen. I'm like, what? So I go and like check my socials, and it's just like everywhere, dude. Like Jason Ace is wrestling Danhausen. Oh my god, Ace is wrestling Danhausen. I'm like. So like imagine like going from like the highest to high, like, oh shit, I'm gonna wrestle a guy that's on AEW and Ring of Honor. This guy's number like 3 in the world for fucking pro wrestling tees.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 days later I'm sitting in a CT machine. Like
Jesus.
I just thought like what I mean? Like I literally felt like the fucking My Sacrifice video. It was like I just like in my head I'm like I'm literally laying there and like I can just hear the machine going like pulling me in like I'm like hello I'm like this is how I felt. I was like fuck dude. I was like is this really it for me? And they did an X-ray on my neck and my neck was fine. I'm like so what's going on? So that's what they did the CT and the MRI on me. And then the doctor texted me like the next day like through like email and he's like your neck's in pretty rough shape. Like, what are you doing at 35 that your neck's like this? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I have no idea. Like,
I ain't got the faintest idea.
Yeah, I have no clue. Like, I just keep faving him. And then like, so basically from my C3 to my C7, all my discs are out of line and they all have ligament damage and nerve damage. So they're all herniated. They're all just jacked up. And like at first I made a joke about it. I'm like, oh yeah, 15 years of doing the cutter will do that to you,
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, then like I kind of just started thinking about it and taking it a little more seriously. I'm like, yeah, I'm 35 years old, man. Like, and my neck from basically like here down is just fucking wrecked already. Like, and I have a 3-year-old daughter, man. Like it's tough to like some mornings just to get up. Like today I feel good. I didn't really do much last night at Next Level, which is, nice with triple threat tag. It's easy to do. But there are mornings, man, where like I just get up and I could be after a workout and like I struggle to get out of bed and like I don't want to fall into the wrestling tropes of addiction and painkillers and that be my life. So it's like I just try to train it out, and it's like I said, I feel good right now, but I don't want to keep playing the gamble of how many more bumps can I take before it's really truly over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I put myself as a limit to call it over this year because again I went to year 15 in December. This obviously December this year will be 16 years. I'm not doing that. I'll finish up before the end of the year. So like I loosely coined it the Best Licking Retirement Tour, and it's already making a huge stop in Fresno for Full Circle and Blacklist Pro Wrestling, where I get to wrestle Danhausen. It's fun because like my style as a heel is very comedy based. Like I like to make goofy faces when I get hit, and like I imagine sound effects in my head going off, and like I try to make a point to like make a goofy sell every match I do, which Trip has the Hastings files of all my multiple sells and faces that I make. And I like a guy like Danhausen, who is that guy that kind of got over from being goofy and funny. Is like I feel like him and I can create some magic. I don't know the guy. I've never met the guy. We haven't talked to each other. I don't expect to talk to him until the day of the show.
Yeah.
But I do want it to be special. You know what I mean? I ordered brand new gear for it. I posted on Instagram like a little teaser of what I'm ordering because I don't want anybody to see it until Sunday. But it's my last set of gear. It's a tribute to my mom. It's also a tribute to my Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, whatever you want to refer to it as. It's a little teaser there, what the colors may be.
Oakland.
Oakland forever, yes. I'm repping Hood Slam, so Oakland. Like Oakland represent. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what's coming. CWA as a whole, dude, we've been so fucking busy that as hard as it was for me to accept, like, okay, I don't think my bump card can handle too many more punches. What's going on behind the scenes is more than enough to keep me entertained, to keep me busy, keep me satisfied. Like we are on track to, I think, do like 14 shows this year, I want to say.
Nice.
And yeah, like we have a show every month. Like I think there's some months where we have 2 shows. And coming from where we came from, where it's like everybody hated us, and we were a backyard company and all this other bullshit, and now it's like we got like top tier Northern California talent working for me. I've had top tier talent be my champions, and my guys are like all over the place. Like Tripp was East Bay champion, heavyweight champion. Obviously, I was East Bay champion with him. Boss is, even though he's not part of BLE anymore, like we're not doing no in character crap where it's like, oh, Boss, I hate your guts. You beat me after the last show. No, like Boss is out there doing his thing, and Princeton's doing commentary next level. It's like, and yeah, Jordan J. Cruz is making a name for himself at TWF. It's like, I have like extensions of people like Timmy, obviously Tree Terrific. He's my guy in CWA. Like he's wrestling for the heavyweight title on the 22nd, and Merced. It's good to see the people that I've kind of grow with me. You know what I mean? Like Blacklist is my brother company. Will and I have been friends for a long time, and same with Box and I have only been friends for a few years, but we're cool. But CWA as a whole, like me and Davey and Brian and and Roger too. It's just we all like collectively have started building something that we can now see. It's like, okay, this could be something. Like if our calendar is like pretty much written out for the rest of the year, and we're in a different town every month, dude. And like that's hard to do. Other than TWF and obviously probably Hood Slam, not very many people are doing that right now in California. Yeah. So it's a testament to our hard work, and it's also a testament to like me being like, yeah, I'm okay stepping away from the limelight per se, because I'm not going to entirely be out of it. I'm too much of an egomaniac for that. But I the in-ring stuff, like I'm okay doing, because there's so many fucking talented guys, man. Like there's not so many talented guys in the scene. I've seen a lot of guys that are awful, and there's a lot of guys in the scene that I'm like, yeah, this guy's gonna be a star in a couple of years, So me stepping back as an in-ring performer won't do much. There's a lot, like somebody else has needed to step up. It's a slot to be filled, and there's a lot of young, hungry kids out here. But I've already told Next Level, and I've told TWF, like, and I'm not making it a secret. When I do retire, I'm going to just step in the commentary and just start doing that again. Like I was doing commentary at Best of the West for a couple of years with AJ Kirsch, and I liked it, and I was still actively wrestling, so it was just kind of like a weird blurred line there, where it was just like, oh, Hastings is wrestling here, but he's on commentary here. Like, no, when I'm done, I'm done. Like, I'm gonna try to make it an absolute point not to get back in the ring. I don't want to be the Terry Funk dude, where like I just fucking pop up again like in a month, like, yeah, I'm back. Like, like I just want to be like, I wouldn't mind an occasional battle royal or something. You know what I mean? Just to get in there and have some fun. But I don't really want to subject myself to too many matches after I'm truly saying I'm done, because I feel it'd just be a disservice to wrestling for everybody, and I love this shit too much to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I've talked about it before. Maybe not on a podcast or a video stream or whatever. But I just remember watching Ric Flair's last match, in the quote unquote last match, and when the bell rang, dude, I started fucking bawling. I was crying so much, because it hit me to a point I was like, even now, like it's making my eyes water a little bit, because it's like I don't want to be a shell of myself.
Yeah.
And that hurt me so much to see somebody I admire just go out there, dude, and damn near die in the ring. And I'm like, I don't want to be that guy, man. I don't want to be 40, 45, 50 years old, like going out there and just struggling to get to the ring. You know what I mean? Like, and there's guys, like Flacco and Tripp, and the guys they're in their mid 40s and early 50s, that go out there and just fucking kill it, man. And like that's a testament to them. But I came up in such a way with my training that my training was very unorthodox, and they didn't treat us right. So I got a lot of ass whippings, a lot of bad matches, a lot of bad bumps in my early years that took a lot of years off my wrestling life, which is unfair, you know what I mean? Because it's like now that I'm so, I don't know, I guess far into it, I guess probably way of saying it, but I'm so far into it, like I would never treat any of these kids the way I was treated. Like, it's just like getting the fuck beat out of us, or, oh, you got an ego, so you're gonna be in a hardcore match. Like, what? Like, if you like, I would just like, I guess coach at Dragons Inn, I've guest coached at Next Level before, and like I would never put anybody in a position just to beat the shit out of them because they had a quote unquote ego. Like I would just check it. You know what I mean? But the way that I came up to the school I came up with before the OG trainer came back. Is like, oh, you wanna fucking call me out in a promo? All right, fans bring the weapons, and then we're gonna beat the fuck out of you. Like, it's just like, why? Like, and now it's like all these years later, it's like the same guys are like crippled or, barely walking, or they have like a terrible reputation in the community.
Mhm.
And I've built my name, to a point where like I'm comfortable. Like, if you're like, oh yeah, Hastings, yeah, he's cool, dude. Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, he's whatever. That's not with everybody. There's a few people like, oh fuck Hastings, he's a fucking piece of shit, and he's an asshole, and he's whatever. And
Well, they're wrong.
No, they can't be. No, I can't be. I'll admit that fully. But I treat people the way I want to be treated, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're a fucking piece of shit as a human being, I'm gonna treat you like a piece of shit. And in turn, you think I'm a piece of shit? That's okay. 99 people will say I'm not, but you're that one person that thinks you are. But the people that usually are throwing stones at me like live in fucking glass houses, dude. So
yeah,
that's I don't let it bother me too much that certain people or promotions. Oh, fuck that guy. I don't care, dude. My calendar stays fucking booked. I stay busy. I'm very grateful that I'm busy as much as I am. Like it's hard sometimes to manage that, dude, because it's like I'm on the road 3 weeks, 3 weeks a month, and I have a full-time job, and I do all this shit, and people, like, some people hate it, man. Like, I love it. I thrive off of it.
Mhm.
But to circle back to what we were originally talking about, I know I went on a little tangent there. I have a lot of creative freedom in terms of what I want to do towards the end here. Like, I'm doing a match February 22nd with Johnny Butabi, and we've known each other for I don't know how many years at this point, and we've never got to mix it up. So he's definitely like, I have like my little internal list of guys that like I want to work with at least once, and these are guys that like I've looked up to. I watched as as a child, per se, or teenager, whatever you want to refer to it as. Like, I've never gotten in the ring with Chupi, and
Mhm.
I would love to do something with Chupi. Like, I've called out Flacco last year, and he never answered me. Like, I would love to do something with Flacco, like, but like, but I've had fun doing shit with 209. Like, I love working with Noah Boat. He's I like it's my nephew. He's such a good kid, man. And Swole, he's fun. He's great to work with. Got to work with him a little bit last night. But like I said, there's just guys that I'm trying to check off the list, and like I have a little bit of creative freedom to do so because I run a company. But the places that I'm at, like, they've been asking for my input. Like, hey, what do you want to work? What do you want to do here? What do you want to do here? And I appreciate that they're willing to do so for me. So I definitely look forward to what's next and what's happening here. But right now, it's one of those things that I just try to take it as one show at a time. And when I do that, it's all I can do, man. Because I can go and do this match Sunday, and I take a bad bump, and it's over. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, there's no way of knowing like what's gonna happen in terms of wrestling. Like, I try to wrestle very, very safe and cautious style, and I try to do that for my opponents too. Like, I try to make it easy for them. I try to make it safe for them. I don't try to make them in any kind of situation where they're going to be hurt or banged up or anything along those lines. So I just think right now, just enjoying what's next. Again, I have a couple of people on my internal log that I'm like, yeah, come work for me, and let's me and you mix it up once or twice before I say I'm done, and then from there. But like I said, the places that are allowing me to come up there and work with their kids, I'm okay with it. But we'll see how it goes. But I do have an end date in mind, and that's to be announced. But right now, I'm just enjoying it, dude. I still love wrestling. It's like everyone's just like, oh, when you don't love it no more, you got to get out. It's not that. It's just that I'm beat up, and I don't want to fucking be a cripple at 40 or anything like that when I have young children.
Yeah.
And I got to think of the end game. I have a very time-consuming job, and I'm very grateful that I make decent money, and I want to focus on that because I want more money. I want to continue to grow, and like, and in turn, I can grow CWA because it takes money to do so.
Yeah. So you mentioned as far as like stepping into the commentary role, and then kind of touched on the behind the scenes with CWA, like with the more time available without you having to work, like what do you hope to accomplish with CWA, or like where do you want to take CWA to the next level? Because I know that you mentioned kind of doing like local tourings and things like that. Like what do you do you have like any goals for CWA like going forward, like other than, obviously getting more shows?
Yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, man, like despite what anybody may say, like, oh, they're in it for the love of the game, they're not. They're in it to make money. Um, I think what we got going on with our business model is really the best way of doing things. Like I said, like we're gonna like the way our schedule like lines up, and we'll announce more dates. Like we have February 22nd, we have Merced. March 29th, we're in Visalia. April 26th, we're in Modesto. Like May, I don't know, 7th or something like that. May 3rd, we're at which we're announcing literally right now. We're at Kalinga College. May 17th, we're in Sanger. June 7th, we're in Brentwood. Like we're at a different town every single month for the rest of the year. Like again, that's something that a lot of places don't do, other than obviously, Hood Slam, TWF does it. But that was my goal, man, is to get us moving and being a touring brand. The company name is not Northern California Wrestling Association; it's California Wrestling Association. So my goal was
All
to get us
encompassing.
everywhere. Yeah, exactly. Like I wanted it to be everywhere we can go, and I'm doing that without trying to step on toes, man, because I know how that feels, and it fucking pisses me off when that happens to me. When I see that people are running close to me, but I've talked to promoters and like I've kind of accepted that that's a thing, and I've just kind of like I just really I really made it like a point to like not like let it bother me anymore, because it's like everyone's gonna have their own product, like, and I've said this before about character work, is that everyone has their own flavor. Wrestling is Baskin Robbins. Everyone has their own flavor. What I might like for ice cream, Liam might not like. And what Neil might like, Sean might not like. So we all have our own things that we might like and not like, and that's okay. Like you talk to me and I say that like, I'm very high up on tag team wrestling and I'm not very high up on intergender wrestling. That's just my preference.
Hmm.
But Sean can say like, "Oh, I'm really into tag wrestling, but I absolutely hate hardcore matches." Or you can say, Liam, like, "Oh, I absolutely love death matches. I'm all about the death match life, and I hate traditional wrestling. I hate chaining, and I hate that." Wrestling is so subjective, dude, that I can't allow another company coming in to piss me off anymore, and it would bother me to no end, dude. It would eat me alive, because I'm like, I feel like I worked hard to gain a reputation and gain a following in these areas, and I feel like they were kind of like snipping our shit. And
Hmm.
now I'm just like, no, I'm not. No, I'm like, no, fuck it. They have their own brand, they have their own product, they have their own champions. Everything's different. Let's just do it. And
Yeah.
it's the same thing in like Sacramento. Sacramento has Next Level. They have SPW. You get random shows that pop up out there to do festivals and shit like that. And same thing. Like East Bay has 3 fucking companies running out of the same building. Even Fresno, if you really think about it, it's like we're out there. Um, Blacklist is out there. Best of the West was out there for a while. Lucha Extreme is out there.
Yep.
It's like so. Every area is going to be populated, and like now it's like we have FSP back in the loop. So it's good to have all this out there, and then like everything. I know that people like to say, "Oh, it's competition." There ain't no fucking competition, man. Like there's no competition at all. Whatever you are serving is what you're serving. And if your
Yeah.
fans want to eat that and enjoy that, then let them eat that and enjoy that. If they want to come to CWA and eat that and enjoy that, let them eat them and enjoy that. I don't care. Whatever you're doing is whatever you're doing. I wish everybody well, man. Like I was mad and bitter and whatever, but like I said, I talked to enough promoters, so I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Everyone has their own thing. Everyone has their own champions, their own guys that they push. Like I have guys like I'm not doing this in any kind of character work. I have guys like the 209 where everybody's like for some reason or another gives him a shit. And it's because Freeman's fucking nuts and he says whatever's on his mind. But Freeman is one of the most loyal dudes in the business, man. Like
Yeah, for sure.
he will have your back. And
Yep.
when people were like popping off on me on social media, Freeman was one of the first people to jump in there and actually like defend me and have my back. Same with Michael Sean. CJ lays low, but he's kind of in the loop. But like Michael and Freeman have had my back on that. Like they are legit when they say like, oh, we are well, this isn't a gimmick. Like we are real life brothers. Like you
Yeah.
know, they go to war for each other, and they go to
Yeah,
war
they
for
do.
people they care about, and that's why I'm very grateful for that. And they've been on my shows, and then whenever we have shows, they're on the shows. You know, and vice versa. Like if I'm available and they need me, I go to their shows. You know, it's not a problem for me. But a lot of people don't like them, which is fine. They stay busy. It's not hurting their wallets or their calendars in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Laughing all the way to the bank.
exactly. Like Mikey's one of the most talented fucking guys out there, man. Like he's a good bumper. He changes his look so much. Like the goddamn guy. Like he's somebody that like I've always been real big on gear and the look and all that. Like he just constantly evolves his look and he never stops. Like he is the consummate professional where you want a guy like that on your roster where like he's like, hey, we're doing TV tapings and we're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna have you have to wrestle 3 times tonight. Guarantee you, Mike will have 3 fucking sets of gear, 3 different things, 3 different tapes. Like, he's a fucking pro. Like, I have nothing but love for those guys. I know, like, it's just to be like, fuck 2 and I know. Like, just they're again, they have a weird rep, but it's like the rep is like they just stay true to what they believe in, and that's a foreign thing in wrestling, man. People don't like when you tell the truth, dude. Like,
no, they don't.
Like, wrestling is built on lies and bullshit, and when you got some legit fucking real dudes, like it usually doesn't come across well, man. And but guys like that, and like I said, I have like my exclusive guys like Harshal Smith. He's been with me forever. He's co-owner of Blacklist. He's a talented guy. Najee Morgan, he's another guy. Like Tripster was all over the place for a while before he kind of stepped back, doing the semi-retirement tour. But I'm trying to grow our brand along with everybody else's. You know what I mean? Like it's okay that we're all at the same table. Like we can all eat, but have manners. I've said that before. Like we can all share the same table. We can all eat. Just have fucking manners.
Have manners. Like
yeah.
Everyone offers different flavors. I often compare all these promotions to like different comic book universes. Oh, last night Hastings and I were at NL 77, and the next weekend we'll be at Blacklist World 82 or whatever. They're all just different universes in theory, but we all are working together for the same collective goal, which is just to entertain and try to serve what people want.
Yeah.
It's a fair point. Like we were loosely acknowledging Sean as being part of like a best lucky referee for a little bit, and then but then at next level there's like no interaction at all. But at Blacklist there's hardly interaction. But it's just things like that. Like I call it the 100-mile rule, where if it's within 100 miles, you probably want to tweak it a little bit. If it's not, then you'll be okay.
Yeah.
You'll have places like ACOC who hate each other at East Bay, but are now tagging at CWA and at Next Level last night, and it's the same thing. Like Swole and Noah, they beef at Next Level, they're okay at CWA. Like it is different universes, man. That's what we're trying to subject people to. Is we're trying to subject them to different lives and different stories and different products. Essentially, that's what we're kind of aiming for. Because again, like I'm not a big proponent of like intergender wrestling. I don't like it. Never have. I probably never will. But I some people are like, that's really what they thrive on. That's what their company's built around, and that's okay. Like that's their business model. I just, as a father of a little girl, I just don't like it, and it's something about it just makes me like, And I know everyone's willing to do it, and that's okay. Like I respect the people that do it, but it's something that's never been my cup of tea. I like to do more story based stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to tell the story like that and let it play out over shows. And now that we've had the opportunity to have more shows, it does make it easier for me to tell a long-term story and then have it pay off at our WrestleMania, which is obviously our anniversary show, and go off of that rather than we got to hot shot the story in 2 shows and this is what happens. Oh, you lost, so can you do this about? Like, no, I like to tell long, drawn-out stories that make sense to people, that make people want to come back and see either the hero will win or the villain, fucking find a way to come through. That's ultimately wrestling. Wrestling is a comic book, dude. It's a comic book.
It so is.
Yeah, it's all the same. Like it's all the same. No matter the stories are all rehashed. Everything's been told 100 times. Good versus evil.
Yeah,
You know,
nothing new
brother.
under the sun.
No, I would love for an original idea to come out of wrestling in the next few years, and there hasn't been one, dude. There will never be another original idea in pro wrestling again. I'd be shocked if there was. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing that could ever make pro wrestling fresh and new again. It's always going to be rehash ideas, but what you can do is innovate off of those. You
Yeah.
can have the brother versus brother storyline, or the friend versus friend storyline, or the teacher versus student storyline, and just add your own little spice to it. You know, everyone eats food a certain way. You know, like I might like my burger with cheese on it, and you guys might like your burger with no cheese on it. Again, it's just everyone can do everything their own way. You just have to do it in a way that the product that you're feeding is going to be enough for them to want in seconds. And if not, then your show's going to suck and people won't come to it. Like I made this a point a while back. A promoter, I put that in air quotations, posted some shit about like, oh, he's this is how the show should be if everyone shared their show or something like that. I don't know, something dumb. And I didn't say anything rude or anything in jest. I just said this is only half the battle. You can share and get 100 people or 100,000 people your show. So it doesn't matter. But if your product is not good, they're not coming back.
Yeah.
And then I got blocked immediately. I'm like, dude, like I wasn't trying. I'm not insulting you or your product.
We're just saying your product needs to be good.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, like, you got to build the foundation. If your foundation is built on sticks, like the Three Little Pigs, you see what happens. The house fell down.
Yep.
If your foundation is built on straw, you see what happened. The house fell down. But if you build your damn foundation brick by brick and you turn it into something, you will have an indestructible product. You will have a product that can survive, you know, a bad booking or a bad match or things like that. But if your product's consistently bad, people aren't going to want to come and watch you, dude. They're gonna be like, no, I've already been there. Like, that fucking show sucked. Did you see that one guy? He was awful. And then it just puts a stink on the whole territory. You know what I mean? Because if you're running into like a town that's like, oh, you know, oh, Jason's running here tonight, and Liam's running here next weekend, and Sean's running in 2 Fridays, and my show's awful, and Liam's show's nothing but death matches, and Sean's show's traditional wrestling and storytelling. By the time we get to Sean's show, they already had such a bad taste in their mouth that they're not going to want to go to it.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm very big on like the proponent of like, just tell a good fucking story, man. Like, it's okay to like do that. You don't have to be all flippity dippity bullshit. Tell a good story. People will be invested in it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and
not hard, dude.
No, and like I feel like it's been touched on at least on this show, but it's like, why you got to give a reason for people to care. You know, I feel like it's easy, at least for me, it's easier to get more involved and emotionally invested if there is like a story there, because it's like, sure, you know, like you can have these super kick fests with Canadian destroyers everywhere and, you know, all these like really cool flashy moves, but it's like it's very base level. I feel like, you know, it's like I would much rather watch something that may have not as flashy moves, but it still tells more of a story, and then you can add like a little bit of spice into it with the moves, like depending upon like who's wrestling. But like you got to give a reason for people to care, and mostly I feel like the storytelling is going to like get that hook, because that's what we are as a species, is like we're obsessed with stories. It's like it's in our DNA. We've been telling tall tales and legends our entire existence. So it's like it's innate in us. So it's like, why not lean on that and have that, and then, you know, you could put everything else on it. Like your flips can be your spice and stuff like that, but you need that storytelling, in my opinion.
I agree. You know, like, and I'm not going to talk religion, but I'm just gonna make a point that the biggest book or story you want to refer to in the whole entire world is the Bible. It's a story. It's a story told by whoever who told whoever who told whoever who told whoever, and it's considered the gospel. And that's good. Like, and then to each their own. You know, That's their choice, their preference, or whatever the fuck it is that they want. That's cool. Whatever. That's their prerogative. That they believe in it, they don't believe it. I don't care. But that is literally a story to the end of time.
Yeah.
And people still believe it in 2025. You know, in their own beliefs and their own morals and their own whatevers. And some people don't believe in it, and that's okay too, because that's wrestling in a nutshell. Some people believe in wrestling, and some people don't believe in wrestling, and that is okay, because everything in life is subjective, dude. We all have things like, you know what I mean? Like what I may like as it's no different than like a sports team. I like the Raiders, and if somebody doesn't like the Raiders or a Niners fan, okay, well then fuck them. They like the Niners, or they like the Cowboys, or they like the Chiefs, or whoever. It doesn't matter, dude. Everything is subjective in life, and wrestling does not escape that bubble.
No.
You know, everybody likes what they like, but everybody can agree. If something fucking sucks, something fucking sucks.
Yeah.
You know, like you talk about all these like Marvel movies, and they're like, you know, people are going on about like, oh, they've had these little Spider-Man spin-offs, and they've all fucking sucked, and this one is awful, this one's awful, and this one's okay, whatever. But then all of the Spider-Mans came together at the last movie, and they were like, oh, this is so great. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's how it is with everything, dude. But wrestling in particular has like more of a microscope on it, because it's branded as white trash to a lot of people, and all that wrestling. Like if I had a fucking dollar for every, oh, you watch that wrestling? That
Wrestling?
WWF?
That wrestling?
Yeah, they still say WWF too.
I want to backhand somebody when I hear that shit. Like, it's like, yeah, dude. Like it's it's like one of those things that, like, obviously people know I do it. I've been doing it for a long time, and people use it as like a talking point to talk to me. Like, I'll go and like, you know, visit like with my wife's family, and like we'll have like get-togethers, and it's like, oh, you still doing that wrestling? Yeah, I still wrestle, yeah. And they're like, you're still doing that? Yeah. Okay, like it's not the novelty that people think it is. That like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking pro wrestler, woo! Like it's not that, dude. It isn't at all. Like I've ran into a few people sometimes at like Targets and Walmarts, and like my kid's in the middle of a fucking meltdown. I'm trying to shut them up. It's like, hey, Hastings, what are you? Oh, you stop at Target? Yeah, motherfucker, I shop at Target. Like, I'm a
human being too.
Yeah.
That's fucking awkward. Yeah. My kids are melting down. Yeah, can you go away for a second?
Yeah, like my son's in the middle of a meltdown because he wants a fucking new Nerf gun, and he has 20 of them at home. So I try to well, yeah, it's nice to see you. I'll see you at the show. And then like I'm trying to like push my cart away as fast as I can, so I can just like, Bray, shut up. Like, stop. Not at Target, man, of all places. Like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's just, people think it's just, like, this cool thing to, like, oh, you're a wrestler. Awesome. No, not really. Like, it's just, I love it so much. I'm too dumb to quit it, but now I'm forced to quit it. So I think I'm just like, maybe I'll miss that when that happens again, or if it doesn't happen again. I don't know. But people think it's, like, this, like, cool novelty of, like, oh yeah, you guys are wrestlers. And me and Torchy, like, we did we went to eat last night because Torchy's one of my writing buddies, and we got in the chair at the fucking Denny's. You know, of course it was Denny's because wrestling. We both grunted when we got in the chair, so we sat down. We're both like, ugh. And the lady's like, "Are you guys okay?" And we're like, oh, I literally just said, I didn't say anything other than, no, we're really sore, but we're okay. And she's like, okay, so what do you want to drink? She didn't give a shit. So then we got up, we were talking, and then we circle back to it. She's like, you said you guys are sore. Like, did you just get off work? And then we're like, oh no, we're both professional wrestlers. Like, we just wrestled in Sacramento. We're just stopping here in town to eat. She's like, oh, that's so cool. She's like, you do like you guys are like local wrestling? I'm like, yeah, we wrestle in Sacramento. We live in like Modesto. And she's like, oh, that's so cool. All right, well, your total's 22.38. Like it's that quick, dude. Like, they don't give a shit. Like, there's no like, oh, you're a big time wrestler. Let me comp your fucking meal for you.
Yeah.
They're just like, here's your total. Give us your money. Get the fuck out. Next, like,
leave a tip.
Yeah, leave a tip,
Mr. Big
motherfucker.
Wrestler.
Yeah,
I'm curious about your Denny's experience. Did you just point at the menu in the picture and just look at the waitress, or did you actually audibly say what you're getting at Denny's?
Oh no. So I have a specific order I get every time. They're like, so I have to nitpick my way through it, tell what I want, how I want it, what I want, and then boom. And it comes out every time pretty good. Sometimes it doesn't, but I'm like, whatever. But I'm not a complainer, so like not least at Denny's, but I don't want to spit my damn food. So I'm like, always like, this is not what I wanted, but I'm just gonna eat it just in case, you know?
Yeah. Good old Denny's.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's real quick. What do you normally get at Denny's? Because I'm curious of the Denny's order.
Oh, I get a sampler, dude. I literally get a sampler. I'm a fucking finger food guy. I'm 35 years old. I eat like I'm 2.
I do the same thing.
So sampler, no onion rings, add extra mozzarella sticks. No buffalo wings because I hate buffalo wings. Any kind of wings, I'm just disgusting to me.
Not a wings guy, huh?
Oh no, we'll talk about my controversial opinions that won't get me canceled about my food choices. No wings. Swap those out for chicken tenders, and then with the fries, I just get like queso sauce and bacon on top. It makes the fucking sampler go from like $12 to like 20, but I don't give a shit. I'm hungry after the show. Yeah, I'm hungry after a show, and I don't give a shit. So I'm just like, I want that, and I earned this, so I'm gonna eat. You know, and I ate well last night.
Oh yeah. Sean, do you got anything?
I was gonna say I'm a moons over a hammy guy for Denny's. That's definitely my order. Let's kayfabe it a little bit. Do you have a strategy going into this Sunday against Mr. Danhausen?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I know he likes to hit people in the dick, and he ain't hitting me in the dick. That's for sure.
No dick shots for Hastings.
Well, I mean, hey, okay, so we're gonna peel back the curtain one more time. So I made it a point, and this all got announced, that I wanted Sean to be my ref.
Yep.
So I was very clear with Will and Dave and Box. I was like, I want Sean to be my ref because I don't know Danhausen. I don't know if how he likes to work. I have a few things I want to do that involve, Sean. And because again, I know this is going to be a comedic match. This isn't going to be like a fucking hole for hole, catch as catch can bullshit. We're going to have fun. So I'm like, okay, I want to have somebody in there that like knows my sense of humor and has a sense of humor like me. So I was like, I want Sean in there. I don't. So that's that. But then back on the kayfabe side of it, I know he likes to punch dicks. I know. I'll punch him in the dick first. So that's my biggest strategy is don't get punched in the dick and don't get cursed. That's all I got.
Sounds like a sound strategy there.
I think so. Yeah, I thought so too.
I mean, he's definitely one to curse people.
Oh yeah.
Jar of teeth.
Yeah, well, he ain't taking my teeth. I spent way too much money on these. Too much money to lose these fucking things. So no.
He curses you when your teeth just fly out all magically. What the hell?
Like, oh God. That was $10,000. What are you doing?
Put that back!
No. Try explaining that to your dental insurance.
Yeah. How did you lose this? So this thing.
I was cursed.
It's a funny story. I was actually cursed by a man.
Yeah.
Like, I beg your pardon? What? Oh man.
So your retirement tour is kicking off kind of well. You are one half of the new Next Level Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions as of last night, alongside Travis Alexander with the Yacht Club. How does it feel to be holding even more gold on your on your retirement tour?
It feels good, man. That was my 15th tag team title reign. Nice. I wasn't expecting it. Yeah, I've said before I'm a tag team specialist, and this is going back to my my original company, North American Wrestling. I've won tag belts almost every place I went to. I have my eyes on the TWF tag titles. We have a united front, myself and Christian Black. We kind of see that we're sick of these young guys coming in, and Christian's a salty old vet from TWF, and I'm a salty old vet from TWF. And I think that together we can probably pull something off. Dragon's Den has the belts now. We'll see for how long. But, you know, I lost all my belts as of October when I lost the Blacklist title. And it just took me 2.5 months, and I got belt right back over my shoulder again. The belts are declared right now because, you know, Chaos Inc. had them. So I had to make sure that those things are properly sterilized and properly wiped down and properly washed and properly recoated, re-leathered. So that's why I don't have the belt with me currently at the moment. But it will be back in its presence on February 22nd at Next Level. I won't be there, but due to my new contract at Next Level, we have the Commodore rule, where any member of the Yacht Club can defend the tag team title. So we will be defending the tag team title. I won't be there to do it, but we have enough members of the Yacht Club that somebody will. And we'll retain. We don't even know who we're facing, but you know,
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. No, stocks are up, baby.
That Commodore's working well for you guys, getting that contract in the stipulation for the Yacht Club rule.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's one of those things that I came back to Next Level and it was a complete surprise. Nobody knew I was going to show up. Like, you can even I ran in there, like, you know, we can talk about that real quick. I ran in there and like this is some like crazy wrestling shit. Like, I got there like on a shoot. I got there and I took off my sweater and I came in with like a gimmick mask on. I was in and out from me walking into the ring in less than 90 seconds. Like,
yeah,
it was
work.
crazy. Yeah, no, not easy work. No, it was just magic timing because I did the match in TWF with Christian and Jordan, J. Cruz, and I left. And I don't know Sacramento at all, dude. Like, I'm a terrible fucking driver in Sacramento. I hate Sacramento traffic. So I drove and I missed the fucking exit. So instead of being 6 minutes away, it took me around another way, and I wound up being 11 minutes away. And I'm like, fuck, man. So I'm texting, like, this is all inside baseball. I'm texting boss. I'm like, dude, I fucking missed my exit. Tell Justin I'm almost there. I'm so sorry. I'm fucking panicking, dude. And I'm driving like a madman, going like 85 miles an hour. And I drive a truck. So it just looks like I'm a fucking bat out of hell, dude. My windows are all blacked out, so you can't see my face as I'm screaming and yelling at people. Get the fuck out of the way! My gear. I literally changed my gear because I was wearing pink at Colonial. I switched into my black and gold, my People's Villain gimmick. Switched that. Fucking threw a sweater over me. Ran inside, and I'm like, boss isn't texting me back. I'm like, fuck. I get there, just by the sheer fucking luck, dude. There was parking in the front, which if you go to Next Level, you know there's no parking ever. Like, I had to park like fucking a block away last night. Like, and I was just like, oh man, but I somehow, some way got lucky. There was a parking spot in the dead front, pulled up, literally fucking put the car in park, ran inside, tossed the lady at the door my keys, and I just saw that there was like a lucha mask, which is Justin's mask. Put the fucking mask on, ran away from everybody. So like ran upstairs and I took the fucking mask off. And I'm like, and Justin's like, oh my God, you're here. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you're next. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't even have time to like get ready or nothing, dude. I literally took my mask off, took my sweater off, fixed my hair real quick, and then What a Man started playing. 90 seconds from the time I arrived there. And I stayed I didn't say hi to anybody, nothing. It's literally like, I'm there, What a Man plays, and everyone's like, what the fuck? And then I come out, jump in the ring, start attacking everybody. I'm saying hi to everybody in the Battle Royal as I'm beating them up, dude. Because I guess some of them weren't there for booking. So, like, I'm literally, like, hitting people. I'm like, hey, it's good to see you, brother. Good to see you. They go to the next guy. Like, yeah. I was like, nice to see you, pal. Missed you. And they're like, and I stayed all the way to the final. I stayed in there until the final four, not talking to anybody, dude. And then I go to the back and I say hi to everybody. They're like, dude, you just got here? Like, I'm like, yeah. Like, I literally, like, got here, did the shit, and then got out. Like, and everyone's just like, the fact that you came in and did all that and didn't talk to anybody, he's like, dude, that's fucking impressive. I'm like, I didn't have time to talk to anybody. Like, I literally had to show up and just start working Battle Royal style because I'm like, okay, this is what they wanted. They told me I was going to be in the Final Four. fuck it. So I just started working guys that were coming in, didn't know them, didn't like saying hi to them as they were coming in, and just chucking people out and doing all that. And then like my time came and I got eliminated. And Justin's like, dude, the fact that you just showed up and did that and didn't talk to anybody is like, good job, man. I'm like, well, thank you. And like, I was like grateful that like he saw that like the struggle to get from TWF to fucking next level, which was supposed to be a 10-minute drive that turned into like a 17-minute drive, and then going and doing all that, and just how perfect the timing was that my number was up right when I fucking pulled in. Was like, dude, you could not write that. Like it was the most chaotic experience I've ever had in wrestling, but I like my adrenaline was through the fucking roof, dude. Like,
yeah, I'd be stressing the fuck out because
no, I was, dude. Like
that drive he has is even worse. From the Colonial to the WrestlePlex, the freeway you have to get on goes from 5 lanes to 3 lanes within a half a mile. And so, like, traffic just compacts like crazy. And then right after that compaction, there's crazy construction going on. So it's just a nightmare.
Oh yeah, it was rough getting down there last night. Like I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, that drive sucks. So you mentioned something earlier about how you are you're taking the Next Level Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championship to get re-leathered, clean, sanitized. That brings this into a topic that I actually love working with you in the ring. It's because you always smell good.
Well,
you are not only are you the best looking everything, you're the best smelling everything in Northern California. Maybe even professional wrestling, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
this thing,
I hope so.
Every time I'm in the ring, I'm like, what cologne's that? I need to find out what that is. Yeah, like, it's just so relieving because like wrestling's smelly. Humans are gross. They're putting their, armpits and genitalia and buttholes in each other's faces.
Yeah.
It's thankful to have someone to come in and be like, I at least smell good while I'm doing this. Unlike someone who's like, I haven't washed my gear in a month, brother, and you can just smell the mold growing in it.
Yeah. Yeah, wrestling, like make sure we clip that for IG though. Like, say I'm the best smelling wrestler in California.
Best smelling everything.
Yeah, I need that for my own ego boost. So make sure
that's your new name. Best smelling everything as well.
Yeah.
Add that to the list.
Add that to the list. I'll make sure to put that in part of my hashtags when I post tomorrow. Yeah. But wrestling is very smelly, man. And I'm a bigger guy, so like I'm extremely self-conscious about that. So like, and I'm very much of a groomer in terms of like I like to keep my body kept up, not like in terms of being like a weirdo, but like I like to keep my body up. Like I try to keep my body clean and shaven, and because again, like I've always been of the mindset like I don't want some dude's fucking armpit hair like in my mouth when I'm giving a dude a headlock. You know what I mean? I've always been disgusted by that. So like I try to like keep my body hair at least like for the upper part of my body relatively cleaned up. And then like the smelling thing is like I've always been like, oh man, like I get we all stink because we we're workout or whatever, but like if you're going to a place, and I treat wrestling like a job, you know what I mean? Like even though I am a weekend warrior, and I run my own business with CWA, it's just like I just don't feel like you showing up to a place and smelling like a dumpster is the most appropriate thing. Like, but
especially given the circumstances of like,
dude,
rubbing up on each other.
Yeah, like I feel like etiquette goes a long way, and I just feel like just people should just take that in consideration. Like, it's like a funny like haha in the wrestling community, but wash your gear. Take that shit literal. Like,
wash your gear.
Like, yes, wash your fucking gear. Like it's not hard, man. Like wash your ass too. Like, Liam, I know you do a mean Stone Cold, so give me that Stone Cold promo about washing your body.
You take a piece of soap, you take a washcloth, you scrub your ass, get it nice and sudsy, smelling good.
There you go.
What?
What, son?
What?
Wash your ass, you son of a bitch. The figure.
I love that Stone Cold made an appearance. Like, I love that he just popped up out of nowhere. Like, random.
Donated smelling like a Magic the Gathering tournament. What?
Them shit's just smelly, son.
Yeah. I For me personally, I'm very adamant on like smelling good. Even if I smell like a hint of myself, I'm like, fuck if I could smell myself, because it's like nose, like smell blindness. Like if I could smell myself, like I'm only worried about like, fuck, like how many other people are smelling me.
Yeah, who else is walking by me and be like, what is wrong with you? God dang.
Like I
Just,
said, I get it if we're at a gym, like, because I'll go and work out and I sweat, and so it's like that's an understandable situation to be smelly, like, but even then it's like you don't have to be like smelly, like to extent you're sweaty, so naturally like your endorphins are gonna like whatever it is that you're consuming will definitely like radiate off that, like it's a problem like where I'm in the sauna and guys will get high and their bodies releasing the toxins and all that, and and it makes the sauna smell like weed, and so it's like
Yep.
that's a given, you know what I mean? Like that's okay, but like
just
but
carry a
the
fucking
things that,
stick of deodorant in your bag or something.
but the things you can control them, like
Yeah.
wash your ass, wash your
Wash
pussy,
your
like
ass.
just
Reminds
do
me
that,
of
man.
it's like Del the Funky Homo Sapien. I don't know if you ever heard that song. It's
If
like
you
you gotta
must.
wash, yeah, you gotta wash your ass if you must.
Or brush your teeth if you
If you
must, or
must.
else you'll be funky.
Yeah.
So I need to.
I'll send you the video later,
Please
Hastings. Is
do.
that
Yes,
yeah,
I need
that
to know this.
it's up your alley because it's a rapper rapping about hygiene. It's great.
Yeah,
And I think he's
yeah,
from the Bay too, if I remember.
Yeah, he's Bay Area. He's hieroglyphics. He was with a can't remember. It's bothering me, but he did some stuff with Ice Cube before hieroglyphics as well. But I can't remember the name of the group.
Yeah, definitely a Del fan. But yeah,
yeah.
we're on the BO.
Yeah, get clean. So you mentioned a small list. Is there if you could actually have a dream match, any era, any time, any person, doesn't matter, who would your dream match be with?
Oh, Owen Hart, easily. I shout out to Lo Devereaux because he was one of the first people that actually noticed this. My pink and silver attire that I wear, a lot of people they call me like a gumball, Pepto Bismol. I've heard a lot of different shit. That is inspired by Owen Hart's King of the Ring '94 attire.
Okay.
So that's why I did all that. I did the pink, I did the silver, and for a long time I was wearing white laces so that they would match the same way that Owen had his. But I switched back to my black laces when I wrestled Trip, and I was doing when I debuted the new look with the face paint and the jacket and all that. So yeah, that was literally just like a rip off of Owen Hart. Like I just always loved his look. I love this. That's why I wear singlets to him and Kurt Hennig. It's perfect. That's what inspired me. Because again, I tried the long tights for a while, and I was like, that was not really for me. But I tried different looks, like along the way. But I eventually stuck to the singlet. I'm like, yeah, I liked it, and I just liked that. I always liked Owen's look, even when he was doing the Nation and he had the caution, singlet,
Yeah.
all that. But then even Mr. Perfect, he didn't he just wore singlets that were just two toned. Never no writing on him, no nothing, just he just had that was his look. And then when he transitioned to commentary, he had the custom, the dazzle jacket and all that, so Mr. Perfect on it. And this is I take inspiration from that. And I'm I've already thought about yeah, I gotta get the dazzle best looking everything blazer, I just think of goofy shit like that. And I'm I
That'd
need
be
to
rad.
yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm I need something like that when I do my stuff. But yeah, those are those guys like Kurt Hennig, Macho, obviously the big influence, Stone Cold, um, Bray Wyatt. I obviously was such a huge Bray Wyatt fan and everything that I stole the name and made my son that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it just I would there's a lot of guys I would love to mix it up with, man. Even the Miz. I've always been a big Miz guy. I met him before, a real nice guy. He was somebody I would love to do something with because it's he's a Swiss Army knife, man. A lot of people don't give him credit, dude, but he is truly a Swiss Army knife. He's gonna be a good baby face. He can be a tremendous heel. He has good range, and he's always been a reliable guy. A lot of people shit on him because of the way he came up and the real world and all this other bullshit. But dude, he's been one of the most consistent guys for 20 fucking years.
I think he's been there for 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Especially, especially kind of like what you said in regards to how he's been treated and like kicked out of the locker room for what was it? I think eating chicken, and then like some of it fell on Benoit's bag or something.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, but it's like to be able to overcome like exile in a way and become like one of the biggest names, like that definitely deserves like some sort of credit, because it's like, the dude's definitely carved out a large portion for his his place in wrestling.
Yeah, you said just going off of longevity, like 20 years longevity wise is really a good thing. You know what I mean? But it's like 20 years longevity consistently is rare, dude. He hasn't been down for hardly anything as far as I know. Like maybe there's a couple things here and there. Maybe I know he takes breaks to go film movies and shit like that, his Marine series and all those, but like he's been a really consistent guy through 3 generations of wrestling now, if you really think about it, because we had Ruthless Aggression era, and then we have the PG era, and now we have like the Netflix era, the Triple H era, whatever you want to refer to it as. And he's been through all of them. You know what I mean? So I think that like a guy like him deserves their fucking flowers, dude. Like he's just been around a very long time, and he's done a lot.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't recall that guy getting any crazy injuries either. Like you're saying, he's never out for a long time. It's always for like other projects, not getting hurt or just his body's destroyed or anything.
He wrestles a very smart, conservative style. He doesn't have like how many times have you seen the guy jump off the top rope or do anything like that? He doesn't.
Yeah.
He draws people in through his mic skills and his heel heat and his antagonizing and his character work. And like I model myself a lot after him. Like people made jokes like, "Oh, you're AC thinks he's the Miz," and it's like, yeah, like I model myself after him because it's like he's such a reliable bad guy that when he does flip over to the good side, which he has, a few times here and there the last few years, he's still like, yeah, he's cool, but he's still kind of a prick, like he still kind of keeps like the same thing. It's just people cheer him for it. Like, and I'm loosely doing that at CWA now, where it's like I'm kind of getting cheered, and I'm not changing who I am. Like, I still fucking insult people, I still talk crap people, and I still just kind of do my thing, and people seem to like it, which I'm like, all right, good. I'm glad that they appreciate what I do as an asshole, and they're like, yeah, he's actually right. The guy is an asshole that's talking shit to him. And I'm like, rather than like, oh, he's an asshole because he's talking shit to him. Like, it's a weird blend right now that I have in CWA, but everywhere else everybody hates my guts, and that's okay. Like I felt bad last night, like because Gary Supreme, who is an SPW guy and he's a regular fan at Next Level, I was in heel mode, and like I don't think Gary's gonna ever see this. If he does, I felt bad. I do apologize, but like I was in heel mode, like I'm getting ready for my match, and he was like in the way of me going. So I was like, "Come on, Wheels, move it." So then I did it and I walked off. And he said, "I'm trying." Like, dude, I felt the bad guy leave my body, and I felt like so fucking bad.
Oh my god.
I felt like shit after. I mean, it completely took me out of my vessel and everything. And looking back to being a human being, I'm like, why did I say that? Like, I'm like, Jason, what is wrong with you, dude? Like, it took me out so quick because I was just like, why did I do that? Like, it was like intrusive thoughts of the BLE slipped out, and then the human being slipped right back in within a matter of seconds.
I just left with all the shame and shit.
Well, like the one guy, if he wouldn't have said anything, then I probably wouldn't have cared. But when he goes, "I'm trying,"
yeah,
I was like, "Fuck, dude!" I was like, that was enough for me to like. That was I tapped as a human. I was like, all right, I'm done. I was like, I gotta I gotta stop being a bull. And after that, I didn't say anything to him. But like, Gary, if you ever see this, I'm sorry, pal. Like,
He said, "I'm gonna make you feel shame today."
Yeah. Yeah, that was the ultimate heel move. I was like, that was a good one. But I'm like, that was a good one. But my God, Jason, you're an asshole.
Oh my God. On heel heat, I've seen some interactions where the BLE has pissed somebody off, particularly where they're ready to go. Was there any one interaction of the BLE or yourself getting heat where that stands out to you, where someone was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you" kind of feeling?
Oh yeah, dude. Like it happens way too much with us. Like, it happens like we had the issue in Modesto, which shout out to Jake. He did a wonderful job of editing that out because
Yeah, he did. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Because the raw footage I have, and like dude's fucking blowing a gasket and spitting all over himself like a fucking baby and like doing all this other shit over us being healed. But that wasn't the first time that's happened. I did a show in Fresno. Oh god damn, man, this is like 2014, 2015. We did it at a park by my mom's house, and this guy was wearing Niner stuff. And it was the year they went to the Super Bowl, so it might have been 2015 or something. I don't know. But they went to the Super Bowl, they lost, and it was like in April. So I'm like, season just finished up a few months ago. The wounds are still fresh, and the guy's like going on, and I just said, I'm a champion. I'm like your San Francisco 49ers. And he's like, what the fuck do you say to me, puto? I said, I'm a champion unlike your Niners. And he's like, you want me to go up in there? I said, you can come in here all you want. I said, the minute you get in here, I said, I'm going to kick you in your fucking face.
Jeez.
And then he just fucking looked at me and he's like, I don't play that game, Holmes. And I'm like, uh-oh. I was like, oh. So I did the whole classic back off heel heat. I'm like, I better stop because I'm in the fucking east side of Fresno. Like, I'm gonna get either stabbed or fucking shot.
Oh shit.
And he's telling me I don't play that, which means that he's probably gonna fucking shank me.
He's
or
packing.
shoot me. Or packing, yeah. So I was like, I
he's
backed
got
off of that
something
one. So I backed. Yeah, I've had matches where I've had people throw batteries at me. Like, I don't know why the fuck they had batteries on them, but I had somebody throw a AA battery at me one time.
Let's go to the wrestling show. Grab your batteries.
Grab the D's.
I want to say it was like a fans bring the weapons match or something, and it was just like, it was so stupid, dude. But that was one of them. We did a show in Danhausen for Blacklist. Same thing. It's this big fatso that clearly had a hard time trying to get to the ring, and he was running his mouth. And same thing. We do our heel heat, and I just started talking. I was like, "Get in the ring, come on, dude, get in the ring." He's like, "Oh, get in there, I'll rip your fucking head off." It's like the same thing that some of dipshit in Modesto said. And like, "Oh, I'll fucking rip your fucking head off." I'm like, "Come on, then, get in the ring, dude. I dare you to get in the ring."
Would have sat on the rope and opened it up.
Yeah, I literally
come on
sat
in.
on the rope. Yeah, I did that. I was like, "Come on, dude, get in the ring," and he did. And of course he did. And so then, guy comes to Strummers, which is a nightclub for Blacklist again. Same thing. He's getting all fucking rowdy and all pissed off about whatever, and he gets into it with a guy named Muggsy Cruz, who's not really active right now. Same thing. They start talking shit, and the guy's kid goes and hits him in the arm, and Muggsy just kind of brushed the kid off, like, "What the hell are you doing, dude? Like chill."
Yeah.
And he, the guy gets all fucking pissed. "What the fuck are you? Don't touch my fucking kid!" Blah, 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 blah. And fucking Muggsy's just like, "Dude, fuck you." He's like, "Your fucking kid touched me." The guy got all fucking stupid, and then it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It was I feel like we need to slow classical music to do the beat down, because the guy swung on Muggsy. "Son, I'm doing a show, baby." Okay, my son's playing a video game, and so you can already hear that as a background. "Baby, turn it down, please. Appreciate it. Thank you, dude." No, the perks of parenting. So the guy swung on Muggsy, and everybody collectively just started bombing on this dude.
Oh.
And I'm telling you, Like I like every time I think about it, I always think of Sam Cooke. A change is gonna come. Like I don't know. I have no idea why, but like I just think of like I was
On the
river.
river?
Oh my
Every
god.
dude. And like I don't know why my head thinks that, but dude, everyone just fucking boom, 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 just bombing on this fucking guy. And security eventually like runs in and like just puts the whole fucking damper on the show, dude. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? And I'm in the back, and like it's like we're in a separate building away from the club. It's all like one big place, and they're like, the guy that fucking the Hastings was beefing with, he got in a fight. I'm like, what? And then like, we went and watched the footage, and I'm like, oh, it was fucking great, dude. It was so good to watch. It was so majestic to see this fucking dude just get his ass whipped. And I've seen it before, like with the Stoners fucked up this dude at a show. I think it was the Stoners and Crody and a few other people. I want to say Cockamang was in the match
Cockamang's
too.
in that. Yeah, Cockamang's in it too.
Dude, like so I was like, woo, like.
Dude, okay, so that clip that you're talking about with the Stoners and Cockamang and all them, it goes around every so often virally. There's one thing about that clip that cracks me up. There's this guy on the outside in red, comes into the ring. He's one of the boys, but he comes into the ring to go fuck the guy up after the guy's already fucked up. It's like, yeah, my turn.
Get my lickings in.
You want to talk about, okay, let's talk about one more thing before we wrap this up. You want to talk about something that goes viral every few months. So, God. So this page called Botch Club, which is on Instagram,
Oh yeah.
they love to air this footage of when me and Harshaw went to go do a 3D on a guy named Brandon. He's a really good guy. We went to go do the 3D. Brandon was training to be a wrestler, stopped wrestling for a little while, kind of got back into it, and eventually fell back out of it again. We went to go do the 3D. It was very poorly mistimed, and he just fucking scorpions himself and lands on his neck.
No.
It's a bad bump. So I'll give Bot Club the plug, so you guys can go watch it. I think it's one of the last videos they uploaded, but it makes its rounds every fucking season, dude. I swear, winter, fall, spring, summer, it always finds its way back up, and I get tagged in it every fucking time.
You're like, I already know, Jesus
reminder.
Christ.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my god, the dude's dead. He's paralyzed. He's crippled. Brandon was okay. It was just very mistimed. Like people, like it's funny, like people never asked me how I felt because the way that he went down, I had to protect him from breaking his fucking neck. So I wound up cupping my arm in and like kind of like putting my arm like this to stop his neck from going into the fucking mat. And I jammed my elbow so fucking bad, dude, that like I couldn't move my elbow I couldn't move my arm for a week because I was just like, no, I can't let him go. So like I went boom right in the mat. I was like, fuck. So like I stopped myself from him like literally just going neck first into the mat. But it was just a very poorly mistimed move. And like I said, it's on the Botch Club Instagram, and you'll see I'm in there commenting. But it's just out there over and over. And people like even last night at Next Level, I saw Nuck, who's an old recent retired referee. He's been in the game for like 20 years. I haven't seen him in a while, so it was good to see him. I gave him a hug. He's like, damn, bro. He's like, you're famous. And I'm like, oh, you saw the Botch Club thing. He's like, yeah, bro. He's like, I see that shit every few months. He's like, you're viral. I'm like, why isn't it viral on my fucking page? Like, I want the fucking money for it, not anybody else. Like,
yeah, what the fuck?
like, let me and Brandon and Harshall split the fucking money 3 ways, and this fool's probably getting like hundreds of thousands of views on this fucking thing because it's a brutal bump, dude. It is a brutal ass bump. Yeah, you'll see it after the show, and you'll be like, oh yeah, now I know what you're talking about. I'll send it to you guys because it's gnarly, dude. It is fucking gnarly, but. Luckily, he was okay. Everyone was okay. So eventually, my elbow felt better, and we're good. So yeah, that was like one of my crazier experiences in wrestling. And like I said, it was just a very poorly mistimed move, and it was a bummer because I've never hurt anybody in wrestling. Luckily, he was okay, so my record still stays clean. But it was scary to say the least to go through that in the time, and then. Like so, you hear this big shriek of like a woman yelling, and that's the whole clip. It's like,
oh no.
Yeah, so
makes it sound worse than it is.
Yeah, you'll see it. And you're like, yeah, that was something.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I think we'll probably wrap it up here.
Do you have anything you want to plug? Your socials, clearly the upcoming
Plug
show
'em.
next weekend. Anything else you want to plug away, Jason?
Yeah, for the people that want to follow me on social media, I have a Facebook page now at BLE Jason Hastings. Don't add my personal page. Like, I will not add you. I will not accept you. My personal page is strictly for like my close friends and family. Like, I like to separate my two lives, especially since I'm getting closer to the retirement. BLE Jason Hastings on Facebook, Jason Hastings CWA on Instagram, California Wrestling Association on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and on TikTok. But I don't even know our TikTok login because I never uploaded it. I want to say that's it. Sunday, Blacklist Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
Full Circle Brewery against Danhausen, and February 22nd, CWA in Merced, California, American Legion, Post 83.
Good stuff. Liam and I will, I'll be there, but Liam will be making the trip with me down there for Fresno next weekend. He's
riding along, baby.
He's my ride-along partner. I get a road buddy this weekend, so I'm pretty excited.
Nice. See, you get the VIP experience, Liam, because you get a chance to like be there when because obviously Sean has to be there early, and you get a chance to like meet Danhausen before Danhausen becomes Danhausen, likely. So that's cool, dude. Like, that could be a whole story and podcast in itself, since the experience of going down there. And I know you've been with TWF and you've been with us a couple of times, where like you kind of got there and kind of seen a little bit of the inner workings, but now it'll be a little different story because obviously I have to be there early because they're using the CWA ring. But yeah, man, let's fucking go and have fun Sunday, guys, and have a good time. And then we can do a recap next week. Yeah, no, that sounds fun. No, it's going to be a lot of fun. The last Blacklist show that we went to out in Las Banos, that Kyle and I went to, that was a lot of fun. It was a good time. A lot of good talent, and obviously got to hang out with you and Michael Sean and a couple of the other guys. That was a good one. Me and Mike Rain, like, he's just a fucking trooper, dude. That was a brutal fucking match, man. But I had a good time with it. One of the best.
Yeah. No, it was good. So I'm definitely looking forward to this one, and we'll definitely get an episode in for Blacklist, just because gotta let them know. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for your time today, Jason. Appreciate you hopping on our show. Don't die on us.
Cough button. Yeah.
Don't die on us.
I don't have a cough button. So yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. We went a little long today, but that's okay. I felt like we were that was going to happen.
No.
Yeah, we all knew it was going to happen. Bunch of wrestling people getting together. We're going to talk.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, and we want to thank you for listening, tuning in to the Turnbuckle Tapes. Got a couple of things to plug. We if you're looking for some local wrestling, we've got ProWrestlingPlus.tv. Go check that out. They have all the free, more recent shows up there for free. If you want to watch all the classic ones, you got to pay for the subscription, but it's definitely worth it. If you want to get some pre-workout, we got Psycho Pharma. Get yourself fucking juice to the gills, riding on the edge of a lightning bolt, riding on a silver saddle. And then if you want to get some merch, we got the Pro Wrestling Plus. No, my God, I can't even talk. Pro Wrestling Tees. I can't talk right now. We got Pro Wrestling Tees for Turnbuckle Tapes. Fucking I got Wrestling Pro stuff. But yeah, we got Turnbuckle Tape shirts if you guys are interested. Help support the show. Keep us going. But yeah, thank you again, Jason. We really appreciate you coming on and getting the bullshit with you a little bit today.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys.
And thank you to the listener. We love you guys, and we'll catch you on the next episode.